So I've had the Apple Watch Series 4 for about a week now, and I think I'm ready to share my initial impressions of this device with you. I was initially hesitant to purchase this device because I wasn't sure of its practical use cases in my daily life. And boy, was I wrong. This thing has been an absolute joy to use and have on my wrist every day. So without any further ado, let's talk about what I think of the Apple Watch after a week's use. My first concern with this device was its actual size. I went with the 44mm Series 4 and I tried it on a couple of times at the Apple Store and I was just like, this is just too big. I'm a little bit too active and I bang my wrist on quite a bit of things. I've been using the Fitbit Alta for a good 2 years and that little thing got a pretty good amount of wear and tear on it. And with Apple Care, I'm really not too concerned with damaging the Series 4 because I'll just take it in and get it repaired if I need to. But I am more cognizant of what's on my wrist and where I'm putting my hands rather than what I was with my Alta. Playing basketball is a little bit of a challenge. I do that a lot. But this thing, I usually take it off because it's just too big of a device to have on during that time. But I lose a lot of tracking in the health data when I'm playing basketball unless I'm just shooting around. I'm thinking that I may just turn it around on the inside of my wrist like I used to wear my watches when I had to wear watches in the Marine Corps. That kept a lot of damage away from the face of the watch. I will say this is quite a significant or a substantial device to have on your wrist. It is big, the screen's huge, that's awesome. Other than the size of the 44mm Apple Watch, cost was a concern of mine and that's why I didn't purchase it at release of the Apple Watch Series 4. Apple recently launched their veterans and military discount program, which I took advantage of, and that's what kind of pushed me into purchasing this watch. So I got it in total for $490 with Apple Care. That's around $500 for something that's on my wrist that has a lot of potential to be damaged. Other than those two things, I think I'm really happy with it in my first week of use. I'm really enjoying all the movement data that it's collecting and it's providing for me to analyze to see what it is that I can do to improve in my daily fitness life. And knowing Apple, my data is pretty safe with them because they are primarily concerned with selling users devices and not their data. So I'm okay with giving them all this health and fitness data on myself. Other than that, I'm really enjoying the granular control and measurement of all the fitness stuff that I do throughout the day. That's something that the Fitbit didn't do for me. Another thing that I always had in my mind what I thought the Apple Watch would do for me is lessen the time that I spend on my phone. And so far it has done a great job at that. Now when I get a notification, I don't have to pick up my phone and turn it on and then be tempted to go to another app and check some other stuff. I'm actually able to kind of sift through and sort all of the really important notifications and make decisions on whether I need to respond to them right away or not. Thus taking a direct effect of removing me from screen time on my iPhone. I literally haven't used my iPhone as much within the past week. I've gone down 11% on screen time and I hope to continue that trend and spend much less time on my device and actually exploring the world. Being able to triage the important notifications on my Apple Watch quickly, efficiently, and discreetly is a really nice thing to have. I really overlooked that feature of the Apple Watch and it works really great. So if you're looking to kind of lessen your screen time on your phone where you're sitting and doing all this type of stuff, this might be a solution to where you can, look for the important notifications and kind of move from there. The last thing that I overlooked is Homekit integration. There's something about going, turn off the office lights, and having them turn off without having to say, hey, slow-mo or anything like that. That is just freaking awesome. Turn on the office lights. So, that in and of itself is a huge time saver. I don't have to say, hey, slow-mo or anything like that. And that is awesome. I feel like I'm in the future. Oh, and before I close this video out, since I'm so new to this environment, is there any bands or accessories or apps that I should be trying with this thing? Feel free to leave me a comment down below. I'm really looking for suggestions on this environment. This ecosystem is completely new to me and I'm really enjoying it. In editing this, I completely overlooked battery life. Battery life on the Apple Watch Series 4, GPS only, because I don't have the cellular version, gets me through a day no problem. Even on active days, by the time I go to bed at around 11:30 at night, I have about 25% to 20% left. In my use cases, I have no problems getting through a day. even on my active days where I'm tracking a lot of workouts, going to the gym, going to work, all that type of stuff. It's great, and I don't have any complaints about it. Ultimately, I'm enamored with the Apple Watch Series 4. I don't know if I would have had this experience with previous series of watches. I feel like this is a polished experience. I've watched a lot of reviews on it. A lot of people are saying this is what the Apple Watch should have been, and I believe them because I'm really, really liking it. There's one thing that I don't like about it, minus the size and the cost. The ability to track and customize your workouts. I don't like having to go to the other goal, complete the workout, and then have to name that goal and to have that goal show up in my activities or, my workouts. I don't like that, and I don't understand why I can't customize the specific workouts that I do. Maybe on the Apple Watch app or something like that. I wish Apple would kind of fix that. I hope they're going to, because I don't like going to other and then having to scroll through all the like workouts that I would never do, like indoor swim and stuff. That's something that I just don't do. It's a little weird to me, and I hope they improve that, but that's the only thing that I have for a suggestion of improvement on my initial impressions or my first week use of the Apple Watch Series 4. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm Tomas, and I will catch you in the next one.